Hi there, guys. I'm meteorologist Anthony J. Thanks for tuning into my Melissa update, the tropical storm that's in the Caribbean right now for the Caribbean. We have an imminent threat with this storm. There are hurricane watches and tropical storm warnings in effect, as you probably heard. But let me show you what is new today, Friday. It's about 2:45 at Eastern Atlantic Standard Time. This is Melissa down here. And it has been struggling the last couple of days, but now today it is strengthening. The winds have increased to 60 based on the new Hurricane Center update. And I think it's going to continue to increase for, well, the next few days, but today it could even be a hurricane. So you can see it's not too far from you there in Jamaica, but we're not seeing much effects right now. Haiti, we've seen some heavy rain, and there's some bands of heavy rain that have been affecting the Dominican Republic, mainly the southern coast there. This is Melissa, tropical storm right here. If you've been following this, it has been struggling the last couple of days because of higher wind shear in the atmosphere. But now it looks like the center is reformed in the middle of the thunderstorms. And it's also making a little jog to the northwest. So, bottom line is, this is a serious situation because we do expect this eventual hurricane to produce hurricane conditions over Jamaica and also Cuba between Saturday and Tuesday, it looks like. We're getting heavy rain, like I mentioned, in parts of Hispaniola. In Jamaica, you're getting some breezy conditions in some cases now, not really related to the storm, although the circulation is starting to expand. It's moving very slowly, and it's going to continue to move fairly slow. So this is really going to be a building situation into an escalating situation, beginning really late today into Monday for you there in Jamaica. So we want everybody to rush or at least get your preparations if you're down there, if you have to, because we are going to be dealing with this storm for a little while. The latest update from the Hurricane Center says 60-mile-per-hour winds now as of 2 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. There were hurricane watches, or are hurricane watches, and tropical storm warnings for Jamaica and southern Haiti. And I bet that we might see a hurricane warning perhaps before the end of the day in Jamaica. So this is the path. It's expected to take a westward turn on Saturday, become a hurricane by then. And the M means it's likely to be a major hurricane, category 3. The scale goes from 1 to 5. So it could be anything from a 3 to a 5 as it lurks south of you there in Jamaica Saturday into Sunday. And then it's expected to make a right-hand turn on Monday, sometime Monday into early Tuesday, and go across Jamaica. Now, it could be anywhere in this cone conceivably, but right now the models are honing in on you there in Jamaica for a possible landfall. So the best case scenario really is if the storm goes well west of you or east of you there. As of now, I'll show you on the future tracker. That is not what's being indicated. Here's one of the more reliable models we use as a future tracker. Saturday morning at 5 a.m., there's the storm. Not much closer to you than it is now. As I advance this, during Saturday, again, some gusty showers, especially the southeastern part of the island on Saturday. There won't be much happening probably the western half of the island. So you might still have time to make preparations. The weather won't be too bad in most cases, but you see the storm is very close to you. And into Sunday, look at this. We could have a category 4 or even near a 5 at some point with Melissa on Sunday, by Sunday, and it's not far from you. So Saturday is going to be, again, building with some showers, a little bit of wind, maybe some flooding in the eastern part of the island. Sunday here, you're going to be getting strong winds and heavy rain most likely in much of the island. And it's going to keep building, and eventually we're going to see the eye of this hurricane move to the northeast. Look at this as a future tracker advances here. You're getting heavy rain for many hours straight there in Jamaica, and this is Monday at 2 o'clock. The storm is still just offshore. You're continuing to get buffeted by heavy wind and rain into Monday. So again, Saturday starts to build. Sunday will be a wet and rather windy day, it looks like. Monday will be potentially when the hurricane itself moves overhead. So it's going to be a 2 to 3 day event down here for you in Jamaica. And notice on the future tracker, this is Tuesday. It has the storm hitting the coast there on Tuesday morning about 5 a.m. So the bottom line is the worst conditions also will be late Monday into early Tuesday, or I should say Monday through early Tuesday for you here as far as the wind, rain, and storm surge potential on the coast. The rain will start, though, before that. Beyond that, the storm is going to accelerate and it's going to move into eastern Cuba by sometime, looks like late Tuesday, and then the Bahamas beyond that. We're focusing, though, on Jamaica for the time being because that is the biggest threat. This is another model, and again, very similar. This is Monday evening. So the computer models have converged now, and they're agreeing it's going to go west and likely northeast, then over Jamaica. The intensities, yes, easily category 3, likely, possibly a 4, maybe likely a 4, and it could get near a 5 even as well at some point. The rainfall is going to be a major threat for much of the island, especially the mountains. 10 to 20 inches will be common, and 30 inches or more is possible. And that is because of the duration as well as the intensity of the storm. So we have to take it very seriously. So emergency management officials down there, if you're listening, this is the worst hurricane to threaten Jamaica, really. I'd say since Hurricane Gilbert, and we could see a bigger rainfall episode than Gilbert or any storm we've had in quite a while because it's not only really going to be very intense, it appears, but very slow moving. So here are some tips here as far as preparedness if you're still preparing for the storm. There's not much time, but here's what you could do here to protect your life and property and everything. You want to clean drains, roof gutters, secure any items you have outside, loose bins, it could be anything. You want to bring that inside because it become projectiles and come into your home. You want to elevate electrical appliances and documents. If you're in a flood zone, the water will rise into your house, it will destroy everything. You want to pack a go bag if you're called to evacuate with your ID, with water, and food for at least 3 days. Also, a flashlight and batteries are a good idea. Medication, definitely, and some cash. Store drinking water in covered containers. Identify nearest shelter and multiple routes in order to reach it. So, really, a lot of this, if you're called to evacuate, should be completed probably by the end of the day or first thing on Saturday, as we're apt to see a rush of people making evacuations as we get closer to the time frame here. Also, during a flood warning, you want to move to higher ground early. Don't wait until the roads are becoming wet and passable. That will likely happen by Sunday, and in eastern Jamaica, perhaps even as soon as Saturday. Always disconnect electricity if water enters the home. And of course, avoid driving or walking in floodwaters as well. After the storm is gone, we have to avoid contact with flood water. There could be contamination in the water. There could be power lines in the water still live. You could get electrocuted. And also document damage for any insurance or relief claims that you might have to file after the storm goes by. And participate in local cleanup and report blocked drains or landslides. So if you are out after the storm, if you see any of that, report it to your emergency management officials. So once again, a major hurricane is expected to landfall in Jamaica by late in the weekend or Monday. We're expecting one of the most significant storms to affect this area in quite some time. Also, places like Haiti, southern Dominican Republic, and Cuba, especially. The eastern part is going to deal with Melissa as we head into the period after the weekend. So, thank you for listening. This is my news, weather, and entertainment channel, brand new. I'm a meteorologist. I've also worked in the news media before. So, this is my new channel right here. I'll be posting all kinds of content. Much of it will be weather and some other stuff as well. I'm also on the Facebook over here, and I'll show you my Facebook page here. And that is me right here, Anthony J. Weather. Feel free to follow me, like me on here. It's free, and I'll be posting updates through the weekend and through the storm as it goes by. So thank you very much for listening, and I'll be posting more updates as well. Everybody be safe out there, and good luck out there.